All right, I want to run through this play because it's something that kind of shows, a couple things the Packers have been doing, but also what Davante Adams is capable of. So what we're gonna have is something that the Packers show a lot of. Okay, you got this quad set, so it's trips, and you got this fourth guy over here. So it's four guys to one side, and Davante. It looks like man-to-man matchup over here. And you've got right now the defense has this guy shown here. Harrison Smith's gonna drop out. So what's gonna end up happening is we'll kind of erase this and redraw. So you've got a divide concept over here. Usually they'll follow each other up, but they kind of run parallel to each other and then they split. You've got a drag under, and then you've got a flat route over there. So that's your concept side, and you can see the defense kind of leaning that side. All Davante's going to do is run kind of a little go route. And we're going to have this guy here kind of trailing him. Harrison Smith's going to drop out. So usually what will happen is you've got this, and we're going to look at this again in a second. You'll take this kind of fade route here from the outside. You throw this up over the top. We've seen this 1,000 times. A lot of times you'll have a guy on the outside here, but it doesn't matter. This is ISO ball here. Do I like the matchup? Do I like the matchup one-on-one with Adams here? Do I like the matchup with the safety? All of that. You can kind of determine all that before the snap. I want to throw to Davante Adams. So that's how it looks. Now Harrison Smith's going to drop out before the snap, which changes things. We'll talk about that. So now this turns too high, and it's still the same thing. The math changes then, because Adams is still going to run this, but the hole becomes smaller. That's got to be a hole shot now, right? Because this guy's got to be over the top. You got to fit it between this guy sinking. He's not going to sink because he's playing man-to-man. So you've got no room there. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks, you kind of rule that out at that point. So it's two-man. He's running a go or a fade or whatever you want to call it. I don't have room to fit this. What Rodgers does, and this is insane. No, actually, we'll do this here. We can see him starting to throw. He's throwing this fade right here. Now, what we're looking at is you've got this guy is in trail, so he's behind. Typically, if that's in trail and you're throwing that behind, or the guy's behind, that ball goes out in front because you're throwing it over the top of this guy. The problem is that you can't do that because this guy's sinking over the top. You can't throw it over the top because Harrison Smith's going to pick that off. So typically, then what you do, if a guy's over the top and you want to throw there, is you throw back shoulder. You throw over here. Yeah, I didn't do that. So you throw over here. The problem is that you don't want to do that. The guy that's trailing, you do that if this guy's over the top. So if this guy then is up over the top of him, so he's kind of capping that route, he's playing over the top. You throw behind because you got room over there. But you don't have that. You've got a guy that's in trail right here. So if you throw behind, there's not really room behind because this guy's already behind. You can't throw it over the top because this guy's playing over the top. So most guys won't throw that. You'll throw whatever. So what Rodgers will do is he's already thrown it. He goes back shoulder and he goes high and away. Again, you shouldn't be able to do that. And we'll just play this while I'm talking here. I apologize for my voice. You shouldn't be able to do that. This is something a lot of quarterbacks just rule out because if you're trail, you're not throwing back shoulder and you can't throw over the top because you're capped by a safety. So we go Davante Adams. Here we go, gets the release. Rodgers hits that third foot and it's out. And it's complete because he's got such a good rapport with Davante Adams. And Davante Adams is able to go up and get it. So it's not just straight back shoulder, he goes high and away. And we're gonna look at this here just to kind of see the throw and then we'll get out of here. But really nice, just tremendous throw. Again, this just shows the trust. I've talked about this before. When you've got guys like Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, things are on the menu for you that aren't on the menu for other teams. This is not available to other teams. Throwing back shoulder against a guy who's playing trail is not something you typically do. You just kind of write that off. But because Rodgers and Adams are playing such a high level, it works.